welcome back to Once Upon a Mental Crisis. It's been a while. Thank you for waiting for this episode. Episode 9.
Featuring Baby.
Can you scroll? Evolve.
And Embrace.
Sorry. Episode 9. Evolve and Embrace the inner journey of 2024. We're already at the end. Oh my goodness. How are you feeling?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah?
I feel pretty good.
I'm pretty good too. Like, I'm excited to wrap up 2024. Like, it doesn't feel like it yet.
No.
We still have to hit like the holidays, but yeah. So we'll start with checking in. What happened in November? Sorry, it will be like kind of snacking since I didn't eat yet. So
sorry, baby.
Xai prepared me some
A
fruits.
fruit bowl.
So sweet.
And there will be a child, as you can tell.
Mm-hmm.
November was a good month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had hot pot with our friends.
Yes.
Which was really cool.
Yeah.
We sang
Friendsgiving.
karaoke.
Mm-hmm.
Karaoke.
Karaoke.
We sang karaoke till like midnight. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm. We were like, oh, we're so old.
I know.
We were getting tired by 11.
Yeah. And we were singing all like the sad songs.
Mm-hmm.
Except for our one friend who
Oh my gosh.
sang High School Musical.
We were really like...
No. Say hi.
Oh. Okay, welcome back. But yeah, how was like Thanksgiving for you with the family?
It was good. It was nice to like have time to hang out with my side of the family and his side of the family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I had like a 4-day weekend off, which felt like such a short time, but it was good. What also happened in November were the overwhelming or underwhelming elections. I mean, it was overwhelming for me because my work is related to civic engagement. So I was like, oh my God, election happened. And afterwards, I spent a whole week of just like decompressing.
Oh yeah, that's so true. I do remember you being very overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I was actually kind of underwhelmed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the next administration will begin next year. So anyways, I also had a lot of photography gigs.
Yeah, she did.
I was busy.
She was busy.
I was so busy. And it's a good sign. I'm happy. Like, usually they come during the fall season. But we actually, like, for the first time this year or ever, it trickled into, like, holiday photos. So I was really happy. I was like, oh, people are coming to me for the Christmas cards.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
So good for you.
Thank you. Other than that, I think I spent the second half of Thanksgiving just, like, moments of resting and just, like, again, being thankful. Yeah.
I wanted to add, like, this year is, like, the first year that we actually really get to enjoy the holidays with Anara.
Oh, yeah. Well, why is that? I'm like thinking, oh, she's older.
Yeah, so she's older. She understands more. Like, last year, she was still a baby. Excuse me. She was still a baby, so she didn't really understand a lot of things, and her level of comprehension is just amazing to me. She just picks things up so quickly. And we went to the Christmas parade here in our town, and she knows who Santa is.
Oh, yay.
She likes Santa. And the first time she saw Santa at the parade, she was like, Santa! And it's a memory that I'll never forget. Because as soon as she saw Santa, she was just so excited.
Oh.
But then, of course, as soon as we like took her up to see Santa, she like got really shy.
Yo. Okay, so it is December, and you know what? It is time for reflecting. I like reflecting. Do you like reflecting?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we have a lot of questions and a lot of items on our agenda.
I gotta pull up my answers.
So the first item is 3 goals you had set for 2024. And did you meet them?
Being a first-time mom last year, in 2023, I mean, it still is a challenge. Challenge meaning, like, it really just turns your world upside down. In 2024, when Inara finally turned 1, I gained a little bit of my independence back. For 2024, my only goal was to flourish.
Nice.
Yes. So that was the word that I set out for the year of 2024. Was to just flourish no matter where I'm planted.
Yep.
Because I don't know where the universe is taking me. I don't know what's going to happen the next day. This is what I told myself in early 2024. The only thing is I know where I want to be, how I want to feel, and everything else I'll just take it from there. So I feel like I did. You know, life is always going to be rocky, and like at this moment I feel like I really have grown roots where I am, and I'm starting to really establish my stem, and I'm starting to like branch out a little bit.
That's good. That's a really good mindset.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How about you?
Well, did you feel that way? Like, did you feel like you accomplished that this year?
Yeah.
Did good.
Yeah. Yes.
So I had 3 goals. One was photography goals. One was mainly about releasing my photo book and like how much I wanted to make through photography. And I accomplished those 2 things, and I was super happy. Well, this year, like I did like a vision board, and then I did like a bingo card just because like it started becoming a trend. So I'm like,
that's cute.
I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I'll do a bingo card, and like that's where I put the income on the bingo card, because I was just like, let's just throw in a number, right? And I accomplished that, and I was very very shocked. But I'm very happy that I did that.
Good.
Second goal was consistency. I want to be more consistent with journaling because I haven't really done that since I moved here. And mine was like journal once a week for 3 months, I want to say.
Okay.
And I accomplished that.
Good.
And it really helped. Like I
Yeah.
could feel the difference and how I felt, and just like documenting my mental journey along the way.
Good.
My other consistency goal was going to the gym, which I did not accomplish. Yeah, but that's every year. I feel like going to the gym consistently.
It's a hard goal.
Yeah. And then lastly, I had financial goals like paying off some credit cards, and I feel like I didn't really do that this year. I felt like I dug more into debt. So yeah, we'll work on that next year. So. Moving forward, what are your top 3 milestones, which are like significant achievement you feel for 2024?
So this year, I think one of the biggest milestone is I started selling my sun catchers again.
Yay!
Because I took a break when I was like in my 2nd or 3rd trimester. But now this year she turned 1. She started gaining more independence, and I just feel like I had a little bit more time and like motivation. So I started making sun catchers again, and I'm starting to be more innovative, and
Yeah, you really stepped up this year.
yeah, like I really delve into the business this year. So definitely my top milestone there. The second one is actually traveling to New Orleans with you and Inara. Yeah, because that was the first time I ever flew by myself with my child. Well, technically not by myself, with you.
Yeah.
But my husband didn't go. It was
Father,
me.
I was father in
Yeah,
standing.
she was. And it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Like
imagine traveling with her at that age,
Yeah.
and then traveling her with her in the future. Like, what amazing memories you both can make together.
Right.
Yeah.
Like she may not remember most of it, but I do. And like I remember us going to the aquarium or whatever. Yeah, we went to the museum, the science museum there, and just seeing her in awe and just having her try like new different food. It was so cool and so memorable.
She's gonna be a cultured baby.
Oh yeah, she is. And I look forward to like the traveling we'll do together in future, because my husband, he isn't a traveler. He doesn't, and I won't say that he doesn't care about the world. He just, there's certain places that he wants to go, and there's certain places where he's not like too interested in going. And he's not a foodie like I am. So I hope that Inara and I can share those common interests in the future together.
Yeah.
And then my third milestone is I've officially started working in the social media marketing at the studio.
Right.
The reason why it's unofficially is because it's not really in my title yet.
Yes?
But yet, my manager and I, we decided that December was going to be the month that I started working on social media as part of my responsibilities. So it's been like a fun challenge. Yeah. Like I can see where like for you it was overwhelming.
Yeah.
But because of you, I also see like other people helping to step up, and I also have used some of your ideas and your innovation to help me too. So thank you.
Yeah.
And we'll see how it goes in the new year.
Really proud of you.
Thank you.
Sometimes I like to peek and I'm like, oh, like look at Xai. But yeah, I am proud of you for how you have taken on that role and just like on top of everything else you do. But it's a good challenge and like it's gonna definitely help you in your own business too.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Take it as like a learning experience.
Exactly. For sure. All right, what are your 3 milestones?
Okay, so as mentioned before, I released my photo book, and it's something I started like at the end of 2019, and I just been putting it off for so many years, and through my dad passing away and everything, and I just felt like this couldn't wait anymore, and like who knows what might happen to my mom. So I was like, this is the year I have to really push myself, keep myself accountable, and just like dedicate my heart and soul into this. And I managed to do that within like 3 months. I was like, oh, here it is.
Yeah. The moment you announced that you were working on it to the moment you actually released it was really quickly.
Yeah.
Well, not quickly, but like it was a lot faster than I thought.
Yeah.
So like, good for you.
Thank you. I don't know if I'll mention here or maybe later, but I literally planned my workflow like week by week. I had to meet my goal, in order to bring it all together. And I think it's like, and then my second milestone was achieving my dream job. Like I didn't even realize it was my dream job until like a month or two after. I was like, oh, this is like what I want to do for the rest of my life. Not the rest of my life, just kidding. But it's like I can't see myself doing anything other than this. Like being part of the community, working on things I am passionate about, taking photos, and just like connecting and networking and working with the people I work with or just the individuals. And I feel like I just scratched the surface. I know like next year is going to definitely be more challenges. And then lastly, I became a cat mom this year.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Thanks to Xai and her husband and their friend. I knew that this year I wanted to be like a pet mom. Like I wanted to have a pet.
That's so true. Yeah.
And obviously I'm like, a puppy can't do it because like there's things I'm like, I live in a studio space.
Yeah.
And like my work hours are so different. So, and like I'm definitely working all the time.
More demanding.
Yeah. So I was like, I'll settle for a cat, but it has to be a black cat. And so I've been blessed with Bravos and yeah. It's been quite a challenge. I would say we're good. Him and I are good. There's things he still need to work on, but being cat mom has been life-changing. So yeah, those are my 3 milestones. Good job.
Woo! All right, now we gotta get into the next topic, which is the top 3 wins. Top 3 wins. Do you want me to start or do you want you to start?
You can go.
Okay. So, my top 3 wins. Of course, I have to be very proud of myself because my top 1 is teaching Inara how to say please and thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. So, for any of you guys who have played The Sims, Sims 3, there is part of, I think, the Generations package or whatever. It's where like you can teach your sim kid toddler to say please and thank you.
Wow.
Yeah, and that becomes like a
She's
milestone.
comparing life to Sims, y'all.
But it's true though, like because like I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate. It's like before you even have this, like you just dream of it, right? So like what the sim does is it helps stimulate that for you. So
Oh,
like
that's true.
yeah, so like when I was childless and I didn't have a home, like I'll play The Sims and be like, this is how I want my house, this is how I want my kid to be, da 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 da. And like of course, life can't be a simulation per se, but my goal as a mother was to teach Inars to be a polite kid. And she is. It took a little bit of work, obviously, but now when she asks for something, I'll say, okay, how do you ask? And she'll say, please. So she does the sign and she says, please. And then when I give it to her, I say, okay, and what do you say? She says, thank you. She does a sign and she says it. And at this point, she's at a phase where she just says thank you for no apparent reason. Like she'll just walk around saying thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. But the thing is, like, I know that she knows it into context. So
that's
definitely
good.
a win as
You
a
trained
mom.
her well.
I know. So yeah, definitely a win. My second is putting up shelves in my office. Now shelves, not really shelves, one shelf. So you can't see, but I put up a shelf all by myself. Most people would be like, what? That's like a simple task, whatever. But no, the reason why it's such a win for me is because I found the time and the energy, and I didn't ask for anyone's help. I did it all on my own. I bought the equipment. I found the shelves off of Facebook Marketplace. They were free.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it wasn't just one
Store.
shelf. It was like a set of shelves, different sizes and different lengths. And then I went to Habitat for Humanity and I bought closet brackets. And so I can actually put a rod on the bracket and I can hang my sun catchers when I'm done with them. So like I planned it out and I accomplished it. For such like a simple task, it feels like such a win because I did it all by myself. That feeling is such a good feeling,
And now she's adding to her bathroom.
Yes, I'm adding shelves to my bathroom. I'm going to add more shelves to my room, my office here, and I'll probably add a couple shelves to Anara's room too. My number 3 win is waking up in the morning. That is a win because some days I don't want to wake up in the morning. Some days, like it's just really hard to like even get out of bed. So I guess the win is just waking up and getting out of bed, going about my day and doing the things I need to do. Like that's a win already. And it doesn't need to be anything significant. It's just being able to live the next day is already a win.
This is the first small and winter since I worked a first shift job, and it's been a struggle. I was thinking about it. I was like, I wasn't struggling last year. Oh, that's because I work at 12 p.m.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, oh my god, dreading waking up. I do it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing.
Yeah,
your 3
absolutely.
wins. So my first win was healing this year. This is the year that I actually went to therapy, and with healing, it let me I got better at setting boundaries and hence better relationships. So it's like a whole domino effect. And it was definitely a struggle because like there are people that I lost throughout this year that I didn't think I would lose, or people that I just no longer associate myself with. But that's because it's like, they're not in line to my life, and I know who I want to keep and value in my life. So, second win was a healthier work environment. That's all I'll say about that.
Yes.
And that's allowed me to have so much more freedom. I'm just so appreciative of that. And then third win was my traveling. Y'all, I did so much traveling this year.
Yeah.
I did not anticipate that, but all in all, I went to Las Vegas 3 times this year. New Orleans,
Yeah.
and then Arizona.
Yeah.
So I think New Orleans and Arizona were the two places I did not think I would be going this year, but I had a really good time and just to explore the world or the country actually.
Yeah, the country. Yeah.
But yeah, I had a good year of travel.
Yeah,
I think I'm good. I think next year let's not overdo it. Now, although there are wins, there are also losses. So but we call them setbacks.
Mm-hmm.
So what were your top 3 setbacks for 2024?
So as I said earlier, I started selling sun catchers again. And the one thing about being a creative who goes to vendor fairs and things like that, there's always a risk. I mean, there's always a risk when you go into business.
Yeah.
Right? So I think one of the biggest setbacks was that one of the vendor fairs that we went to was a total loss. When I say loss, I mean I made back the fee, but there was barely a profit. And as a creative, that sucks because you want people to come and you want to sell out. But that vendor fair just didn't end up being what we wanted to be. And of course, there was a lot of conflicting attributes to that event. Will we do it again? Me and my vendor fair partner, we said yes, but we'll see if we'll do it again. We'll probably prioritize other events. Yeah. So yeah, it just sucks that one event didn't go as well as we wanted to. The other one, I don't know if I want to say this anymore, but I wrote it down. My other setback was when Macy stepped out of Lumina.
Yeah, I'll admit it.
It wasn't like a big setback, but it was more of an emotional setback where I feel like there was just a lot of aspirations that I had put into it. But not saying that now it's diminished. Of course not. There's still so many more that I can do with Lumina, but I think just knowing that it was another business that I had to do on my own was just a little sad. But I'll be okay. I've been okay. Yeah. This last one is more so at the beginning of the year than it is right now. I had really poor planning at the beginning of the year. I didn't really stick to my schedules, and I felt like I slacked in some other spots, so I wasn't really able to accomplish what I wanted to at the time that I wanted to.
I have an excuse for that though.
What?
Because you did lower your dosage. You think that's a factor?
I increased it this year.
No, but early this year.
Oh yeah, you're right.
You did have lower dosage.
You're right. Yeah, I did have lower dosage, and I recognized that I was getting more anxious with a lot of things, and so yeah, I upped my dosage. So you're right. It did set me back in the beginning, but now I'm at a point where even if I don't do something as the time that I set, I have a backup plan. So yeah.
Yeah.
How about you?
Top 3 setbacks were definitely car issues.
Oh
I didn't really feel them. I didn't really feel them until August. Everything was fine, but I think it's because once I had a new job change, I was driving towards downtown. The roads are horrible, and I definitely miss the smooth roads I used to drive because they were the nice posh areas. But I'm oh my god! So car issues were definitely a setback, and because to me, car issues give me a lot of anxiety. Yeah. It's so bad because I know little things, little to nothing about cars. And when I lived back at home, I had a lot of support because my brothers will always take care of the issues. But now I'm out here alone. I have friends and but I'm glad I have friends to count on. But yeah, car issues is it's another level of anxiety for me.
Legit.
And then second is financial debt. That sent me to another anxiety.
Yeah.
And it's just like living or trying to make ends meet and like living from paycheck to paycheck. And, but it also keeps you accountable too about your own spending habits. I think I did good for the past like 5-6 months now. But like it's gonna take years. So yeah, not fun being an adult.
Relatable.
And the third thing is mental health. My mental health was really bad at the beginning of this year. I would say the first 6 months. I think it's improved a lot since then. That just really put a damper on a lot of things I want to do for myself and like just how I felt about myself. But I think I'm in a good place.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so top 3 moments when you stepped out of your comfort zone this year.
What talking about these moments is also getting out of your comfort zone. Too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, because like you then have to recognize, oh, this made me feel uncomfortable, and now I have to share those uncomfortable moments.
Yeah.
You know? So for me, my first one was I cried in front of my manager, which I had done it before. There was one significant time where I think I actually broke down this time.
Can I ask, how many times did you break down in front of your manager this year?
Just really, when I say that I've cried in front of her, it's really, I feel like all those moments led up to this moment.
Okay.
Yeah, where everything just finally, like, you know how you build those playing card triangles or whatever?
Pyramids.
The pyramids, yes. And like, it's so fragile, and you've been like carefully maneuvering each card, and then every time you do, like you almost feel like it's going to topple over, and then this one moment, everything finally crumbles, and like you just let it all out. And I was on my period, so like the hormones, yes, the hormones were already going. So like, at that point, I was also in a phase where I was really questioning or just trying to figure out like what I wanted to do from that point. You know, like I was questioning my career, I was questioning like which path I wanted to take. I was questioning my own intuition. And so that moment when my manager, I think I just all the things just crept up. The biggest thing actually was actually my marriage. So the topic of like me being able to rely on my husband came up, which was kind of like the trigger, like talking about it and then realizing that there's so many things that I feel like are not in my control, and I want them to be. And so that kind of made me release everything. To break down emotionally the way that I did felt like I broke down a wall that I didn't want to break down. You know, I didn't want to share this side of me with her, but ultimately I did. And that was why it was so out of my comfort zone, is because most of the time I try to like keep it all together. I try to be professional during my meetings with her, and at that moment I couldn't. That was a uncomfortable moment for me. I typed went walking almost daily in my work clothes. Oh, okay, I know. Yeah, because when I work at the studio, I'm in like professional like work clothes. Like I'm
She's in
very
heels and everything.
yeah, I'm dressed up to the par, you know. But I also had made a goal to like meet 10,000 steps a day, and I wasn't gonna change out of my work clothes to go on like a 30-minute walk. So I quickly just changed my shoes, so my like sneakers, and I'm like in a dress, or I'm like in my work pants, and like just out walking in public. And normally I would be really embarrassed about that, because like people will stare at me, but I was like, I don't really care. You know, I'm just here to meet my goals, right? So
out here looking good.
yes, exactly. And actually the one time that I did go out in my work outfits. I went to the crystal shop, the new crystal shop, and they actually really liked my outfits. So I'm like, okay, this confirms that it's okay to go outside and go to places and walk places in my work clothes. And then the last one is really out of my comfort zone, is not wearing makeup to work. There have been days, multiple days, where I haven't worn makeup to work. And like right now, I'm not wearing makeup. And I'm making an effort not to wear makeup as much when I go out in public. Because when I was younger, like in my teens and early 20s, I would always wear makeup when I would go outside, when I would go even to meet family. Like, I would never leave the house without my makeup on. And I would never, like, do a video without my makeup on because I just felt so flawed. But
she's like single and saying, well, like I'm like full face makeup on.
No, it's fine. But the thing is, like, what I was really struggling with is being on time to work. And I asked my manager, would you rather me be on time or in full makeup?
Was it really that bad?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So on the mornings where I was really running behind, I would show up without makeup, or I would bring my makeup to work, and then I'll quickly do my makeup, as soon as I got a break. Yeah, that was really out of my comfort zone, and I just learned to like accept it because getting to work on time was more important than having a full face on. So learning to be okay to not have a full face on so that I can focus on other priorities is really stepping out of my comfort zone, but also what I needed to do. How about you? Share.
Well, with your makeup thing,
yeah?
I mean, when I used to work there, yeah, like I had the time to put makeup. But nowadays, I work at like 8 in the morning.
Right.
I don't have time for makeup. I haven't been wearing makeup for weeks.
Really?
And then the only time I step out, like on the weekends, I have time. I'm like, I'm gonna look good. So I'm quite the opposite now. So top 3 moments that when I stepped out of my comfort zone this year was doing a lot of things alone. And this year I did a lot of solo traveling. Yeah. I went to concerts alone. I went to a lot of events alone. And I think it's just a way to like challenge myself to just like enjoy my own company.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah, and I tell like my coworkers this all the time. I'm like, yeah, I went to, I've gone to Las Vegas alone. I Ubered or did Lyft alone. They're like, oh my God, that's so scary. Like, wow, Macy, you're so brave. I'm like, this is like nothing. This is like, I don't know, like, but I don't know. Maybe it's like maybe how I romanticize my life. Like when you see movies and the girl like she's in her 30s, she's doing her thing like at home, she's independent and everything. I'm like, that's how I want to, like, that's how I see my life. That's how I want to live my life.
Right. It's scary, but it's also Amazon. Yeah.
Yeah. I knew it.
But yeah, like, it's scary to do things on your own, like to be solo and to go on those solo trips. But I've done one before, and it's so empowering.
Yes, that's the word I'm gonna say. Yeah, it's very empowering. But I mean, there's occasions where like, oh, maybe I'm doing too many things alone. So like, I have a few individuals. So I'm like, hey, do you want to do this with me? And then they're like really down to do those things with me. So I'm happy. Yeah. Second thing is choosing myself even when everything felt uncertain. And that was definitely in the middle of the year when I was just like ready to check out of this job, and I just had to put everything, like, I have to really bet on myself. I don't know if I'll get this job. I don't know if I'll get that job, but shit, I'm just gonna apply. Right. And just believe. I think that was the biggest thing about choosing myself this year. Yeah. I'm trying to think of other situations where I had to just, like, choose myself. I think in relationships, too, when I'm, like, navigating dating world, I had to, like, oh, my God, I swear I talked to so many, like, of my close friends. I'm like, am I doing the right thing? Is this right? Like, I was so uncertain about how I felt. I just needed, like, to process a lot of them and also, like, like confirm, like, is this right? You know, because like I guess I'm afraid of just making one horrible step. But you know what? In life, you don't have all the answers. The answers are not. That's something I definitely learned this year was like the answers are not given to you. You just have to fucking go through it. I'm
exactly.
Like, and then learn. I'm like,
just fucking go through
it. So yeah. And I don't know, other ways I got out of my comfort zone, it's just like going through new challenges because they equaled new learning experiences. So like with this new job, I keep calling my new job. But next year I'll just say my job.
Exactly. Yeah. It's your current job now.
My job, like I get asked to do certain tasks and I'm just like, I've never done that, but I'll do it. Oh. Like contacting like news media. I'm like, I don't know, like, but I did like my whole research. I went on their websites. I wrote down everyone's contact and then just like and emailed them out. But yeah, like there's a lot of things I've done through my job that has been great learning experiences.
Good, yeah.
So yeah,
awesome.
So Xai,
yeah,
what are some top 3 relationships that shaped you this year?
So this one was actually pretty easy for me because
Oh, really?
Yeah. I analyze my relationships with people a lot. I never really realized that, but I did. I recognized that my relationships with people are very important to me. So I analyze them a lot. I look at how I treat people and how people treat me and like, you know, our dynamics and things like that.
For sure.
And of course my top one and now I will say this is not in order. It's just how I thought about it. So maybe it is in order, I don't know. But the first one is you, of course.
That's so funny because you're on mine too. You're my number 1.
But yeah, my relationship with you definitely has shaped me a lot because even though like our partnership in Lumina didn't go to its full course, like the moment that I was able to share with you was very meaningful because I was able to actually finally have someone who would coordinate with me, that would collaborate with me, and that's what I really value in friendship and in partnerships is like the collaborations, the mind melding, the ability to like create something together. And like I feel like we work so well together and we're so forgiving and understanding, but also we also know when to say like, okay girl, like,
and you and I are both creative in a sense that it's also very professional too. Like when people say I'm like we're very and we're ambitious. You
we're
and I are
so ambitious. Yeah. And so like this year, I mean last year is like when we really started working together, but this year is really when we started like
way more hands-on.
Yeah, hands-on and more analyzing our relationship and our dynamics as business partners and as friends.
Yeah.
And now that we don't work together, like now that we don't see each other like almost every day, we had to then navigate that. And I've learned so much more about myself, about like what kind of friend I am now, because like you're one of my newer friends. But yeah, like all of my closest friends, I knew them from high school or my early 20s. So like you're one of my friends that I met in my later 20s and my early 30s actually. And so being who I was then and being who I am now, it's very interesting to see how I interact with my friends. And you're my first, like I've had Hmong friends, but you're my closest Hmong friend right now.
Better be. Well, thank you.
Yeah, of course. The second relationship that shaped me a lot is actually my managers. It's
managers.
My manager, apostrophe S, relationship with me.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So, like, we have a very interesting dynamic because we are friends, but we're also boss and employee, like employer, employee. Next year, it's going to be even more interesting. I'll tell you off camera.
Ooh.
You guys will learn next year. I know it's the same thing with her. Like, it's very interesting because we get along very well as friends, but then when it comes to professionalism, we often have clashing thoughts and clashing ideas. And because I was also in a moment where I was really questioning a lot of things, I had attitudes with her too. Thank you for still keeping me. But the thing is, because she herself has been learning a lot about herself, how to be a manager, that I recognize that, and it's helped me kind of test the waters with her. When I give her attitude, that's me testing the waters. Like, how far can I really be honest and direct with her, and how willing is she to receive that? Knowing how you were feeling when you were working there, I kept that in mind, and it also like made me start to think about, okay, so what is my place here at the studio compared to my previous jobs, and if I were to go anywhere else, like how would my relationships with my boss or my manager be? And knowing that I didn't want to find another job, I wanted to challenge myself where I am now. I challenged my relationship with my manager, and I've learned a lot of things about me, and I've learned a lot of things about her. And then same thing with my husband. That's my third relationship.
Who's the boss?
Who's the boss?
That's a real question.
Yeah. This is a relationship that I will continue to navigate for the rest of our lives. Like, even if we end up separated or divorced, hopefully never, now that we have a child together, I will continue to navigate our relationship together and our partnership together. Like, my husband plays so many roles in my life that how we treat each other is going to be so important for our daily lives. Like, I love this person as a romantic partner, as a friend, as my husband, as a father, and knowing that I need to respect him as a person and all these different roles makes me really self-aware of who I am and how I contribute to his life. So when we have our arguments and our disagreements, what am I saying? How am I treating him? When he's upset, what am I doing? What am I saying? How am I treating him? Are there things that I can do better? Are there things that he can do better? And so our dynamic navigation will always be an analysis, and I'm okay with that though. Like I told you before, I don't want to do this ever again. And
Gonna stick it through.
right, I'm gonna stick it through. It's like being in a romantic relationship is, to me, easy. Having a lover is easy because it's all the nice, good feelings. But then once you marry this person, once you build a family and a home with this person, it becomes so much more complicated because it's not just the good feelings, it's the hard feelings. It's like
difficult conversations.
Yes. Okay. I felt this way. What are we gonna do about it? You felt this way. What am I going to do about it? So yeah, those are my top 3 relationships, and it's friends, it's work, and then it's my personal romantic relationship. Yeah.
Wow. Well, 3 relationships that shaped me this year.
Yeah, I wanna hear all about you.
Number 1, Xai. Yeah, like this year we were, we got to work together professionally inside the studio and outside the studio, and that definitely tested our friendship. We had difficult conversations, setting boundaries and such, but that only like strengthened our friendship, into understanding each other better.
Yeah, for sure.
And you're always so open about communicating and always bettering yourself. So I'm really grateful for you for that. And even though I'm no longer working with you, you have built me to become a better like critical thinker. When it comes to emotions, when it comes to workspaces, like, and I carry that with me now. You know that, like with my coworkers, like when I with the coworkers, I ask them like, oh, if you're like when places that you're unhappy, like what do you think you can do better? What do you need support in? Like I am on top of it because of her. Like she's taught me how to ask the right questions and how to like not take things so personal, but how can we turn it around and make it better? So it's all thanks to this girl. She's my home girl. Yeah. And I know that although I'm no longer working with you, we see each other less. Like we still keep in touch. Yeah. And we'll always keep checking in with each other. And you know, I'm always here for you. Yeah. Whenever you need a vent. Yeah, about work. I get all the tea now.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, she does.
Yeah, and then, you know, you continue to be the glue, you know, so it means the studio and everything.
Oh,
yeah.
I appreciate that.
Second relationship is my cat Bravos. Me and cat mom. Like I'm so glad I can like give someone my love and affection now. Like he may be it may struggle to get there, but like he really tested my patience. And like yeah, and like I noticed there's a few bad habits I do as a cat mom because like I feel like how you are as a cat mom reflects on how you can discipline your future children. So like there's things that I see within myself like okay, I definitely don't want to do that in the future or things that I can prevent. Bravos is my little cute kitty. Yeah. Yeah, he's a little naughty brat, but
just like his brother.
I can't wait to meet them in a bit. But yeah, and now that I kind of have to like plan my life around him too now, because I'm like, okay, I'm going away for a few days. Like, how can I make sure he's gonna be alive when I get back? Right. Also, like I'm like looking for new apartments, and I'm like, okay, now I have a cat. Like, you know, I have to look for a place that allows pets. But yeah, he's definitely helped me grow into a different, better caretaker. Yeah. And then lastly, his name is Pete. I met someone in October and yeah, like I mean things are still uncertain and we're still working things out. It's a long distance kind of relationship. So but he has definitely changed shaped my life. The kind of like relationship or how you want to be loved, like he provided that without asking, without any like without begging. Yay. And he just provides. And I'm just like, is this how it feels? Yes. And I have no one else to thank but the universe because like I've been putting this out to the universe for years.
Girl,
and years
we all
and years,
been for right? We all been.
And it's like, and when it's here, it's like, oh, okay, so it does exist. And it made me like, it changed my brain chemistry. It was just like, oh, wow, like, I can be loved in this way? Like, what the fuck? So, yeah, it's really nice.
It's so lovely.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm finally happy that I'm here at this point. And I know it's not going to continue to be this easy. And even if it is, I'm like, oh, thank gosh, you know. But even it's hard. I still be like, I mean, long distance is not for the weak. I mean, even that alone is hard, right? And but it continues to like challenge me and like makes me be very introspective about my own challenges and like my own attachments. So like it really helps me. Like, and not just because of him, but it's like who I want to be and like what parts of me should I better. So he gives me a lot of confidence. And makes me feel safe and like very loved and very taken care of. So yeah,
yay! I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. And so yeah, hopefully next year, if we do well, we do better next year. So yeah, those were the relationships.
I like that part.
Yeah.
I mean, I just like talking about relationships.
Yeah. Okay.
On to our next topic.
Top 3 lessons we learned this year.
Top 3. So, the first one is, I feel like this is a lesson I learn every year. Is to trust my instincts.
Ooh.
Every year, I feel like I falter a little bit, you know, which I think is normal, you know, where you just kind of like start second guessing yourself. And I got to that point actually around October-ish time where like I was just like, what am I doing? What am I doing? What do I want to do? Where am I going? It was just really like everything just felt really foggy. I reminded myself, you know, like remember all the training you've done. Remember all the things you've done in the past. Everything will be okay. Just follow your instinct and just do what feels right. And I needed a lot of affirmation to really trust myself. I had a tarot card reader. I still can't find her information.
So you chose to find answers through the universe.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yes. Like this year, I really put all my energy in the universe. And the universe answered back. The universe said, "You always knew the answers. You always know.
You've always had it in you.
Right. Like you've done the work. You are smart enough. You are enough. Just trust your instincts and move forward and you will be where you want to be." And I'm still hanging on to that, and regardless of what other setbacks may come before the year ends, whatever happens next year, I will remember to take the moment and just listen to the universe and trust my instincts. Yeah. The second lesson is to really fight for myself. I've always been an advocate for myself, to be honest. You know, I'm a lion.
To be honest.
Yeah. I'm a Leo.
Ain't no shame.
Yeah.
Mikey.
Like, as a kid, like, I always, you know, stood up for myself. And of course, there were moments where I couldn't really, but growing up, my dad was really strict. But as I became a teenager, as I became an adult, I started to really stand up for myself. And I started to recognize, no, this doesn't feel right. And if you're not respecting me, then I'm going to end the conversation here. I'm going to, you know, stand up for myself. And I really did that with my relationships and with my daughter. I have to fight for myself sometimes. Just knowing that I do have boundaries, you know? Like there's a time and a place for things, and I know, like, chill.
No, that I'm like that must have been how you've been when you were in the rooms for those 3 individuals.
Oh my god.
Get to that point.
Well, like one of our recent meetings.
That happened this year? I can't believe it.
Yeah, we were in a meeting and they were like going on and on about whatever, and I was like, can we just continue with the meeting, please? Like, we don't have much time left.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Because time is precious to us.
Exactly.
Get to the point.
Exactly. It's the end of the year. I need to get stuff done, you know?
Yeah, literally.
My third one is use my work skills for life. So what does that mean? So I've always developed skills for work.
Oh.
Right? When I started to really get serious in developing myself as a career person, I learned things to help improve myself at work. Little did I realize that I didn't really use those skills for my life.
Daily life.
For my daily life, yeah. When I started using ChatGPT, I would use ChatGPT for work. I'd be like, ChatGPT,
really?
Yeah, like, you know, give me a social media post for this, or like, give me some ideas for this. But I've started using chat for my personal life. I will tell him all the things that I need to get done, and he would help me prioritize things, or he'll help me like list things. What I've learned from using ChatGPT, what I've learned about organization, about speech, about all those things, about using Excel, and all the things that you learned from school to use towards work, I'm now starting to use it towards my personal life. And it's helped me a lot at organizing things, at delegating tasks. But yeah, so those are the lessons I've learned.
Alrighty. For the lessons I learned this year was to invest in myself, whether it was life, my happiness, my mental well-being, because no one really pays your bills except for you. So, and I really, like, even with my business, I'm like, if I wanted this to be successful, I need to invest in it. Like, with my time, with my effort, like with social media, like I have to do that. I've been doing marketing for others so long. I was like, let's turn it around and
start marketing for yourself.
Exactly. So I think I definitely stepped it up this year with investing in my business. Yeah, and then like when it comes to happiness, like do things. And actually this year I finally told myself, okay, let's not like spend money on material things, but let's spend money on experiences. So that has like been taking me places, and like so many fun things that I've done because of it. For example, like I learned to play mahjong this year.
Yeah, she did.
There's a mahjong group in the city, and I was like, okay, I've been following them for like at least a year now, and I'm like, I need to go do it. And now that I have time, I'm like, I need to go attend to at least one event. So I did that, and it was really fun. And number 2, evaluate your circle. And I feel like it goes along with how we always analyze our relationship with others and ourselves, but like who you surround yourself with, who do you see that values you, and who will always have your best interest at heart, who always got your back. And yeah, I think this year was a lot of that, and not, I don't know, I think I've like learned to not care about it so much. Also like don't take it too seriously. People will come and go, as long as you have people who are your solids. That's really what matters. And lastly, listen to your body or your intuition.
Yeah.
And I think this year, dealing with grief and a lot of changes and a lot of like anxiety that can build up in your body, like I learned I had to like kind of just be patient. I'm like, okay, I know I'm feeling jittery, feeling restless, like where's it coming from? And, and especially with grief, like it just comes and goes, and I just had to fully embrace it. And that's how you just kind of take it in and heal from it. So yeah.
Good for you.
Thank you. What were your top 3 successful habits?
I've done so much planning recently.
She went overboard.
It's kind of been still working. So like I have different planners for different aspects of my life. And then each planner works differently. So, I mean, of course it's not a perfect system. Like I totally I double booked myself today actually.
Tonight, yeah.
Yeah, but it actually ended up working. And those kind of things will happen in the future.
Okay.
I'm telling myself that while looking at you because I felt really bad for double booking, but it's gonna happen again because I'm not a perfect person. But this is kind of how I've been planning things. It's just trying to basically do a 3-month overview. The next 3 months, what is in my calendar, what is flexible, what is not. Yeah, so far it's been working. Again, it's not perfect, but for me, there's so many things in my brain, so that's why I need separate calendars. Is because, okay, this one's specifically for this one's specifically for that. Okay, now I need to combine them together into one so that I know what's going on. So it's more about organization.
Compartmentalizing.
Yeah.
All right, another successful habit.
Yep. The next one is washing my face. Yeah, so I should really say not just washing my face, but my skincare routine overall. I bought, recommended by our mutual friend, Jessica. There's like these like...
What was the second part? Was that the product?
The Medi...
Okay.
Yeah, the product is called MediHeal.
Oh, okay. I thought you're like, Jessica Media? I'm like, that's not her last name.
No. No, she recommended MediHeal. I think it's called MediHeal.
The Korean brand?
That's a good question. I never
Oh,
looked it
okay.
up. It's on Amazon. You can buy it off on Amazon. But they have they're like these little square containers. It's not pads. They're like
Oh,
little
yeah.
pads. Yeah. And oh my gosh, they work
Toner pads.
wonders. Toner pads, yes. I have been using them like daily, and I used to break out a lot at the top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
I still need to go to dermatologist though. But anyways, and when I have my period, I get hormonal zits and stuff down here. But like I feel like it has even my skin tone a little bit, and I don't break out as much. And
Wow.
this year I really looked into like routines and like products that were kind of like an all-in-one. So yeah, that's where my confidence comes from, where I don't wear as much makeup
Oh, yeah.
on a daily basis now, is because like my skin looks pretty good.
That's my friend. She's like a professional, like brow artist, and she works in the beauty industry basically. But her thing was like, yeah, my goal is to have such a good skincare that I don't have to wear makeup. I'm like, that's the goal.
Yeah. Third successful habit is, so just recently, I've been doing pretty good leaving early for work. Before, I would tell myself that I need to get ready at 11, but that really isn't the case. I need to start getting ready at 10:30. And if I am running behind, like if I really can't start getting ready until 11, then I know which things I need to do first, and I know that I need to leave by 11:30 if I want to be there on time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I hope to keep it consistent, especially with all the planning and strategizing that I've been doing. Hopefully I'll be able to keep it more consistent next year.
Successful habits?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So my successful habits from 2024 was being accountable with finances. Like every other Friday, I would sit down and just work on an Excel sheet about like how much I got paid, how I will distribute the funds and yada yada.
Oh, good for you.
That was like I was like literally consistent with it in the summer, but lately I've been kind of scared to look at my paycheck and like I've been scared of looking at my finances. Oh, look, I look good. I'm just gonna go with the wind. And yeah. And secondly, keep tasks organized. I have this app that I love and have been recommending it to Xai. Oh my god, I don't know. Okay, it's called Todoist, and it's just like really. There's like different folders or areas that you could put your projects in, and then like each one like submit a task, and for that you can also have a subtask and like you can schedule it, and it shows you what kind of tasks I have to complete for today and what areas of my life. And so I've been using that for I think a good 3/4 of this year. And just I think it's really good to keep tasks organized so that way you keep yourself accountable and knowing how to plan your week. So yeah, I really like it a lot. And then third, journaling to check in with yourself. That was a very good habit for me. And it could be just about anything, what's been going on in my life. And nowadays I look back at it, I'm like, damn, this is the year that I, like recently I was like, damn, I went through that this year. I was like, damn. So yeah, it's just a good way to just air out your thoughts and your concerns and manifest things into your life.
Manifest.
So yeah. And oh my god, I know we have 2 more. This is a very long episode, but how do you think you've changed this year?
Well, I talked about it earlier. Is I've done a lot more planning and strategizing. Definitely, just really trying to get my life in order, organized, and I'm such a control freak, like I feel like things have to be a certain way and certain things. And like for a moment I lost that where I just kind of went with the flow, but I'm really trying to like dive back into that and just really find a balance in everything. Like I know everything can't go like 100% perfect, but at least I can plan for it, and if it does happen, I know that it'll be okay. I've been really getting into social media. I've been playing a lot with different types of apps. doing a lot of research into like when is the best time to post things, like what kind of social media apps are out there, just really tapping into social media marketing and how it helps businesses grow.
Mm-hmm.
I realized that I'm getting less and less shy about myself.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I a funny story is we were on the bus going to the Fireside Theater
Mm.
for one of our studio parties, and I was talking to one of the students and I told her that I actually used to be a really shy person, and another student from behind said like, you Zai used to be shy? And I was like, yeah, I used to be really shy. Like, I thought I was a really weird, awkward person, which I totally am.
I agree with myself too.
Yeah. I totally am a weird and awkward person, but it's okay. Like,
Mm-hmm.
everyone's weird and awkward, you know? And this year, I just really kind of accepted who I am and how I present myself.
Mm-hmm.
And,
That you don't have to be liked.
exactly. I don't have to be liked, but I am a very likable person, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, why would you have doubt yourself at all?
Right, exactly. Like, it's okay for me to be who I am. Like, why was I ever afraid? Because like, if I wasn't open and if I didn't socialize, then I would have never learned things about myself in the first place anyways. So yeah, I am who I am. I really don't care anymore. And I'm really happy about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I told you that too in the past. I mean, it feels like a few months ago you really don't know about yourself. I'm like, dude, you're already really, really good. Like, you're already a kind person, genuine, caring. Like, what's there not to like about you?
Mm-hmm.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So this year I've changed by giving no more shits.
No more shit.
And prioritizing what matters and knowing what only I can control. And that's really helped me thrive this year. Yeah. And it felt okay from a former people pleaser too. It was really hard for me to accept because I was like, "Am I being too mean?" I'm like, "Girl, get real." No, but I'm still like learning to accept this new part of myself of getting no shits and just like saying okay, my friend Tian, he says like I say a lot of unhinged things and I just say like things that no one would say, you know, but I'm just like, that's just like my quirky side and I just like say it, but not like I'm okay, I'm gonna say this, I'm saying how it is, not in like a bitchy rude way, but it's just like my very innocent way of saying like, oh, that's just, oh, like, and I'd be like, oh, that's really pretty, you know, like you have a pretty shirt on, like I don't know, it's just very upfront.
You're just saying,
I'm very expressive, so
yeah, how it is, like what it is what it is.
Yeah, so there's that. I think I've done a lot this year, just accepting that part of myself. I've grown to have more confidence. People said I glowed up last year. I don't know, this year, even though I may not glow up. Oh yeah,
she's a goddess this year.
Even though I may not glow up, I'm like, I just have more confidence in who I am, my body, and yeah, like I mean, last year I did glow up, but there was like I was dealing with grief, so I didn't feel it like I deserve that. But now this year, I'm just like, I went through hell. I am back. And this is what I deserve, you know? So I have a lot more confidence in who I am and what I bring to the table, and my own skills, like at work and outside of work too. So, yeah.
Cool.
And lastly, this year I've become more focused. Again, I think it just comes with like knowing what matters nowadays, and like focus and ambitious and like what I want to do with my life. Even though some things might be not figured out, we don't always have figured out.
Right.
I'm like, this is how I want to, or what I want to focus for the next few years. So yeah. So lastly, what would you tell your 2024 self what you know now? Like, if you saw January Zai, you see her across the street, what do you want to tell her?
I'd be like, bitch, get it together. Yeah. No, for serious, I wrote down. For serious, I wrote down, start planning now, but don't regret what you can't change. So, start planning now.
What are we planning?
But don't regret what you can't change.
Okay. Okay.
So, like, planning just like...
She's like, what are we planning? You cannot be specific.
I was not planning on being specific.
She's like, what are we planning, Xai?
Planning, like, my business goals, my personal goals.
Gotcha.
Like, we had made our vision boards at the beginning of the year, right? Mm-hmm. But I didn't really plan the year out.
Did we do that together?
No.
We did.
But we shared it together.
Right.
We talked about it together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that in person?
Yeah.
Did I come over here with it?
Yeah, we did an episode on it. Did we?
We didn't start podcasting till later in the year, though. In April or something, though. This is our 10th one. Oh, no, this is the 9th one.
I remember talking about it.
I know. Weird. Anyways.
Maybe we didn't podcast about it, but
yeah.
we talked about it. I know if we did. But anyways, yeah, we share our vision boards, and I just had a vision of what I wanted to do, but I didn't really plan and coordinate exactly how I wanted it to be. Mm-hmm. And
was it at work?
Probably, yeah. Probably. Yeah. I don't know. It feels like the beginning of the year feels so long ago. But
damn, I know, because like we did talk about it with each other.
Yeah.
Anyways,
don't think about it too much.
All right.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Does that make sense now, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want you to be specific with her, because she might be like, I don't know, Janine. What are you planning?
Just planning my life, honestly. Like that's why I said, bitch, get it together.
And then basically. She's gonna be like, what am I gonna regret? She's gonna be like overthinking it. At least that's how I would be like.
No, don't regret anything. Like, even if everything, I'm gonna plan things out, and if it doesn't happen, don't regret it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not, if something changes, it's not your fault.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's most likely someone else's fault.
Yeah. Okay, so what I would tell my 2024 self, what I know now, is I will tell her, this year will be difficult, but it will be the most rewarding.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, like your prayers, desires, and patience will be answered in time. Like, bitch, you just gotta be patient.
Yeah.
And everything's gonna work out. Like, damn, you know? All right, so we wrapped up 2024. Oh my goodness, what a long episode. I'm gonna have to cut a lot of things out. But episode recap, goodbye 2024. We said a lot of things. But this is a good reflection. How do you feel about the reflecting?
It was good. Reflecting is always good because you're always a different person from when you first started the year to when you end the year. So it's good to look back and recognize, shit, I did some stuff. And shit, some stuff happened to me. Yeah. Right? But at the end of the day, at the end of the year, you know, you come out as a whole new, different person. And when you reflect on it, you become a better person. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you just gotta understand that sometimes life may throw you lemons or curveballs, but you didn't anticipate them, and that's okay. But you made it through, and you just gotta enter the new year with another level of enthusiasm. Yeah. All right. Thank you all for watching. Yes. If no final words, anything? No. Okay. We're like pooped. This one is this episode was so long. I know. But feel free to rate us. Give us 5 stars. Yes. And then comment and share the post, share the video, and feel free to subscribe. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.